Hi, it's me. As most of you know, I dabbled with songwriting for quite a while. I still do it a little bit. I've been working on some songs. I've never written anything that I would call a masterpiece or even a good song for that matter. However, this interest in my own songwriting has made me very interested in the artistic process of other people, whether it's really famous songwriters or in indie rock artists. I like them a lot. I like their songs. I like learning about how they were made. I like seeing other people's artistic process. I think it's really cool. But one thing I've really become fascinated by, and I can't really pinpoint what it comes from or what this feeling is, but for lack of a better term, it's these lyrics that feel human. Like I feel like there's so much depth there that only a human could come up with it. Maybe I'm biased. Like I've become a little bit anti-AI, not in the sense that I want technology to stop, but rather that I don't believe it. Like people say, "Oh, look at this artist, look at this AI artist that's making this song." And it's just like I don't think it'll ever overpass like what humans can do. Maybe that's ego. Maybe I think that humans are just so cool that a machine that's copying them could never do what they do. That being said, I want to give a couple examples of these and see if it resonates with anybody else. Okay, so the first one would be from one of my favorite indie rock bands, the Whitlams. They are an Australian-based band. The main dude behind it, he is an amazing songwriter. He's an amazing pianist. He has it's some of the best piano parts for piano-based rock and roll I've ever heard. But one of my favorite lyrics comes from the song Melbourne, in which it goes, "If I had three lives, I'd marry her in two." Now that partly that's a funny lyric, but also I find it just really insightful because it's just like, yeah, imagine loving someone so much that given three lives, you would commit two of them to that same person. That's a lot of commitment there. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, no one's gonna get three lives. That's asking for way too much. But two, that 2 out of 3. That's pretty good. On the opposite side of hilarious, there is this really emotionally devastating song. By Nick Hornby and Ben Folds. Nick Hornby, before this, was mostly just a writer of fiction. However, his approach to this album was very much, I think, poet first, lyricist second. Ben Folds himself is a great songwriter as well, of course. Like, he has some great lyrics. We'll talk about one of them here in a minute. However, in this album, there is this great song called Claire's Ninth, where basically it's about this girl. She's turning 9. She just wants her parents to go to her party and them not make a scene, them not fight, them be able to just get along for a little while they go have this party. And they can't do it. They can't. They're driving in two separate cars, getting separate checks. The dad is like flirting with the waitress, asking her out at her birthday party. It's a devastating song. But there's one lyric I really like, where it says, next year she'll just tell them she only wants world peace. Like, that's just a great line because it invokes this hopelessness. It's more likely that we'll get world peace than that Claire's parents can get along for one afternoon. I don't know, it's a really good line and I really like it a lot. Last but not least, I want to talk about this line, which I think I think it's a bad lyric. It comes from the first Ben Folds 5 album, the song Alice Childress, which I think is one of Ben Folds' best pieces. I really love the piano part. I really love the lyrics. But the whole song builds up to this bridge, where Darren and Jesse join in singing, "It didn't work out. No, it didn't work out the way you thought it would. An arranged marriage is not so good." Now that lyric, I think is bad, but I love it. Like, I don't think anyone would hear that lyric and be like, now that is a masterfully written piece of poetry. But I think, like, that ability to commit to it at that point in the song, it's so good. Because, yeah, I could write a whole essay about, like, why arranged marriages are a bad idea. Like, why it's inherently classist, the kind of inherent sexism that exists, how women are often taken agency away more often than men, how men are only valued for their material possessions. I could tell somebody, hey, it may sound nice, having this, difficult decision passed on to somebody else. You don't have to worry about the stress. Dating is hard. I get it. But, then you miss out on these opportunities. However, this song just simply says an arranged marriage is not so good. Obviously, I don't think Ben Folds was trying to make a point about arranged marriages, but that's the thing, right? Lyrics don't exist in a vacuum. I hear that lyric and it gets me thinking. I wish I could pinpoint what it is about these lyrics that I love so much. Like what it is that sticks out, that I remember them so fondly, that I think they're such great songs. But I can't because they really have nothing in common. Anyway, if this resonates with any of you, if you think of any lyrics that are like, oh, this gives me that same feeling, let me know because I'm trying to look into this phenomenon more. I want to be able to pinpoint it down. I want to understand it more. It confuses me, but it also fascinates me. I want to know more about it, and I don't really know how to go about that aside from finding more examples. So if this resonates with you, let me know. And bye.